So when we say racism is a public health crisis, I think it is an absolute acknowledgement. It's an absolute starting point from which all other work can flow and go. The work of racism as a public health crisis has been, from the beginning, placed in the hands of the communities most impacted by racism.
In 2020, we added urgency by declaring racism a public health crisis. We're investing in realigning this government to be anti-racist and pro-equity, ranging from transforming policing and the criminal legal system to making down payments toward economic and racial justice. King County is actively confronting the reality of racism and acknowledging its historic and present-day impacts on marginalized communities.
We are a tiny but mighty theater company that provides education, provides performance, provides workshops, and different kinds of classes and experiences with a focus on Black women, artists, performers, practitioners. We have a roster of Black women teaching artists. We host events that are specifically for Black women as well, and safe and brave spaces for us to explore our stories.
I love that my work sometimes feels like too good to be true, because it's like it is a space where I get to not only be, but support other people to express themselves with their body.
The freedom, the liberation, I love that about this work. The fact that you can come into Ashe Theater and really be who you are.
We have created a couple of really great spaces that are Black run, inclusive to all, but really improving spaces. The space in Seattle, we turned that from a freeway right-of-way into a beautiful community farm.
I think a lot of us have been separated from the land, and especially when we live in one of the most population concentrated areas of Seattle, which is Yes Farms, to have a green space where people can actually put their hand in dirt and grow something organically and edible, grounds people, connects people, and on top of that gives them healthy options in places where there isn't, easy access or cheap access to organic vegetables.
The approaches, the ways in which we address issues, the solutions that come to the fore when we're talking about investing in those most impacted by racism also means that there's a telescoping effect that supports, that continues to understand and create the connections between many other communities, peoples, individuals who've also been harmed by different forms of racism, of bias, of oppression and marginalization in this country.
My organization, It's All Bigger Than Me Consulting, started in 2019, and my work is really around creating a space for optimal transformation within communities. It starts with individuals. Like I said, we talk about changing systems. We are the system. So this whole concept, this grant, racism is a public health crisis. Yes, and what do you do? What do we do as individuals within this space, within these systems?
Sounds like this is a new paradigm that we are doing here in the county that can be a model for other communities, other states, other cities. So that is exciting.
How do we change the systems? We start by changing ourselves. And so we get to show up and we help people to identify their saboteurs. What are the things that hold them back? We also identify those sage superpowers. What are the things that allow you to truly, truly achieve the dreams that you want in life?
We all have that frame of reference. We're going to be able to do our best work together.
Yes.
And we're going to make the most progress toward becoming the community that we want to be.
So the Tubman Center for Health and Freedom is a community health justice organization. We believe in addressing not only the clinical needs of our community members and our patients, but also addressing the systems that are making people sick in the first place.
At the end of the day, it is really important that we meet the needs of our community, not just from like what we know infrastructurally to be your typical Western allopathic infrastructure for medicine, but really to take a holistic and integrative approach in order to serve our people in a way that feels very affirming to their whole personhood.
When King County declared racism as a public health crisis, I knew it was time to speak up, to bring our skills and our passions together for action. I'm grateful to partner with communal networks and institutions that we can provide health and freedom for the greater community.
My call to anyone involved in this work or any other work in our society is make sure you know why it's important to you first. What is your personal why for this? How do you know yourself in relationship to your community? Understand that. And when you walk out into community, you walk differently, you do things differently, you move differently, but you move with integrity and people know who you are.
You come to this work and you assume that everything is working pretty well except for a little bit of trouble around the edges, and then the deeper into it you get, you realize that there are deep-seated structural problems in government, in law, in society that have to be deconstructed and things remade in many cases anew.